Hello, my name is Gina. During a series of tutorials, I will lead you through the process of filling in the application form for a standard project in our monitoring system, GEMS. In this particular tutorial, I will show you how to fill in section C5 to C8 under the chapter, Project Description. Please be aware that these tutorial videos focus on the fields of the application form to be filled in or to be selected. They do not refer to overviews or those fields that are automatically generated by the system. Watching the tutorials does not substitute careful studying of the manuals of the program. Applicants are advised to read the manuals first, and check the tutorials thereafter to get a practical insight to the system and the process of filling in the application form. Chapter C Project Description in the left-hand menu bar comprises all content-related details about your project. In this tutorial, we will focus on the results, time plan, project management, and the long-term plans. Project results are important parts of the project's intervention logic. They reflect the changes that your project is about to achieve. They are not directly linked to a specific work package, but must be aligned with the outputs of the project. To add them, in the C5 Project Results section, you have to select the program result indicators that your project will contribute to. You also have to describe the changes expected by implementing your project. As the first step, you can add a new result by clicking on the Add Result button. In the Program Result Indicator field, you have to select the appropriate indicator of the program from the drop-down list. Before choosing the indicator, please consult the indicator guide, available on the program website. The measurement unit field is filled in automatically by the system when you select the program result indicator. In Target Value field, you have to type in the target value of the selected indicator that is to be achieved by your project's contribution. Please note that the baseline for all result indicators should be set to 0, so you don't need to change the pre-filled value. You also have to select the period when the output will be achieved. The relevant period can be picked from a drop-down list. In case of result indicators, it is possible that they will be achieved after the end of the project implementation, within up to 1 year after project completion. Finally, you have to write a description of your result, in a length of up to 1,000 characters, which applies in the German and Hungarian language version, as well. Repeat these steps until all planned results are added to your project. The project work plan shall include at least one result with a positive target value, linked to one of the program result indicators. The selection of RCR84 is compulsory. This is in every program-specific objective the indicator with the ID ending with A. Standard projects must select at least one further result indicator, linked to the selected output indicator. Additionally to the thematic work you will do in your project, you need to present your project's coordination and communication approach in the C7 Project Management section. In the next 4 text fields, you have to describe how you will organize yourself to ensure the project runs smoothly. Each descriptive field has a 5,000 characters limitation, which applies to both the German and Hungarian versions. In the first field of this section, you have to describe the way to coordinate your project. Among others, you should clarify responsibilities, applied management structures, and also the internal communication among the partners. In the next field, you shall explain the measures which are planned to ensure quality in your project. Describe the specific approaches, processes, and responsible partners. If there is a need to have a project evaluation of your project, here you have to describe its purpose and scope. The third field contains the general approach you will follow to communicate about your project. You have to present who will coordinate project communication and how partners' involvement will be ensured, and also how your project results will be transferred by the project communication. The approach described here should reflect the communication activities that are included in the work packages as an integral part of your project. Please avoid repeating them here. In the fourth field, you have to describe the financial management of the project and the reporting procedures. You should define responsibilities, deadlines in financial flows, reporting flows, project-related transfers, reclaims, and so on. Under the next point, you should fill in the cooperation criteria. Out of 4, you have to select all cooperation criteria that apply to your project, and then you have to describe how you plan to fulfill them. Remember, as you have read in the guidelines, joint development and implementation are compulsory to select. After you have ticked the relevant checkboxes, you have to provide a description in every row, up to 2,000 characters, in both German and Hungarian. Please note once again that at least 3 out of the 4 cooperation criteria are compulsory, so they must not only be marked but also their fulfillment must be obvious from the entire project. When the cooperation criteria are properly selected and described, you can scroll further to the horizontal principles. Click the appropriate boxes that indicate the contribution of your project to the horizontal principles. Afterwards, you have to justify your choices. In all 3 cases, you have up to 2,000 characters to provide your thoughts, in both German and Hungarian. Negative effects or significant harm to any of these are to be avoided. Projects may be neutral, have positive effects on one or more of the 3 horizontal criteria, or specifically target any of them. The contribution of the project to the horizontal principles must be realistic and thoroughly justified. Last section in Chapter C Project Description is Section C8 about long-term plans. This includes 3 text fields, where you have to describe how you ensure a long-lasting effect with your project in the program territory, and who will benefit from it. Each descriptive field has a 5,000 characters limitation, which applies to both the German and Hungarian versions. In the first field concerning ownership, you have to describe who will ensure the financial and institutional support for the outputs and deliverables. In addition, you also have to explain how these outputs and deliverables will be integrated in the day-to-day work of the institutions. The field on durability needs to reflect how your outputs and deliverables will be used after the project ends, and by whom. The last field to be completed in this section concerns transferability. Some outputs and deliverables of your project could be adapted or further developed for use by other target groups or in other territories. What do you plan to do in order to ensure that relevant groups are aware of your outputs and deliverables and are able to use them? Don't forget to save your work regularly, but at latest before you move on to the next section, or before you close GEMS.